this looks intimidating, but it's really just a 3x3 puzzle. So I'm pretty sure we can solve this with just the beginner method. Right, guys? Right? What is this cube anyway? Well, this is the second version of the cube I made from a previous video. Both are based on patterns that were originally created as borders, but I tried to play around with the design to see how it can add value to a regular puzzle. I really just wanted to make cubes that present a fresh challenge that's a bit different from just a puzzle with the usual 6 faces. But I also wanted to make sure that the puzzles can still be solved by just using the beginner method of solving a Rubik's Cube. So no fancy algorithms are needed here. Now the question is, will I really be able to just use the beginner method to solve this? We'll see, but before we begin, if you'd like to create this puzzle on your own too, you can get a free printable version of this exact design over on the Custom Cuber Discord server. Link is in the description below. But if you're not a fan of this color scheme, you can also check out the downloadables on the Custom Cuber Patreon. We have different color palettes for the same design there, as well as a blank version that you can color yourself. So, let's begin with checking out how the patterns work around the cube. So, we know it's based on a woven design, but I think the key thing to remember here is how the center's designs actually connect to the edges and how the edges connect to the corners. For every face, there are always 3 colors, and you can see all of them in the center. Now, we can see that the color that's smack in the middle of the face appears in 2 edges in tiny sections with an even tinier part of the other colors. Then those other 2 colors are more visible in the edges where they appear with one another. The middle color also appears only on one center with only this tiny part, while the other 2 colors appear in the corners alone once and also once with one another like this. That's all great and reasonably easy to remember in theory, but I'm sure it's pretty easy to get everything mixed up once this cube is scrambled. So of course, we're going to try to find out if that's true. There's no turning back now, and while I know that at the end of the day I can simply disassemble and reassemble this puzzle, I don't really want to do that with a stickered cube like this because I can end up with scuffed or peeled stickers because of that. So first step first, let's work on the top layer beginning with the cross. I'm using the red, orange, and purple center as the center for the top layer. As you can see, all of the centers in this cube are oriented, so I have to make sure the centers on the sides are oriented properly as I form the cross. You can see me hesitating a lot here as I try to understand how the pieces work together, and I have to double check if I'm still putting the right pieces together every time. Next up is the corners for the top layer. This one is a bit easier than the edges because we don't have to take the other centers into account anymore. And at this point, the edges of the cross already give us a good idea of where everything should go. Now, here's what the puzzle looks like with the top layer done. And now, we're ready for the second layer. Finding the pieces for the second layer means identifying which pairs of colors should appear where. I think this might be the easiest part of the puzzle so far, and if we make mistakes here, it's pretty easy to spot and fix them. The last layer is a different story. I spend some time trying to figure out which edges should be showing up on this layer and where they should go. This took longer than I expected because I have to stop a lot of times to check if we are still on the right track. After the edges though, it was pretty easy to figure out where the corners should go. And at the end of this solve, we've proven that this puzzle can be solved by just using the beginner method. If you haven't yet, go ahead and make this puzzle on your own. Again, this design is available to download for free on the Custom Cuber Discord server, which is just one click away from the description below. And if you enjoyed this puzzle and you would like to see me make more, head on over to the Custom Cuber Patreon page. That's patreon.com/thecustomcuber. Your support would mean a lot, and it would help me make more puzzles that we can all explore and enjoy. Your membership will give you access to behind-the-scenes posts and also different printable versions of my puzzles, which are all available for different puzzle sizes to fit the cubes you have at home, so you can try solving them on your own. See you over on Patreon, and of course, here's another puzzle for you, so click on this video on your screen right now.